Hi friends, welcome to day 12 of 30 inks in 30 days. Day 12 means that it's April 12th, which means that it's my birthday. So I am going to play with fountain pens and talk about ink. Today's ink is Sea Europa, which is a very interesting kind of salmony color ink, which is fitting because they put little fishies on the label. And today's pen is my Benu Euphoria Vodka on the Rocks. It's so sparkly. Every time I hold it, I have to turn it around and admire the sparkles. And this one has a medium nib. So Europa is the smallest of the 4 Galilean moons and was discovered by Galileo in 1610. The surface is made of water ice and it reflects 5.5 times the sunlight that our moon does. So very bright and shiny, which is fitting for the pen because it looks like ice and it's shiny and bright. And there is strong evidence that beneath this ice crust there is an ocean of liquid water or slushy ice. So scientists think that the ice shell is 10 to 15 miles thick, which is then floating on an ocean 40 to 100 miles deep. And Europa is only a quarter of the diameter of Earth, but its ocean may have 2 times the amount of water of Earth's oceans combined. So it's widely considered to be the most promising place to look for life beyond our planet. Passing spacecraft may be able to take ocean samples without even landing because there is the possibility that Europa's ocean is leaking into space. So that's pretty cool. And recent observations have suggested the possibility of thin plumes of water being ejected 100 miles above the surface. So I am surprised by how much I actually like this ink. When I was writing with it, I was concerned that it wasn't going to be legible enough, and it's still really light in some of these areas, but I think it's still legible. And it's such an interesting salmony pink color that maybe Colorverse is winning me over with its pinks. I don't really see any sheen or anything in this swatch on this paper. You can tell there's like some interesting shading going on. And in here, even on these heavier parts, I don't see any sheen, but when it kind of pulls up and gets heavier, you can kind of see that there are other colors in that mixture, I guess giving it its interesting shading. So this is I feel like a very broad medium nib, and the ink was really juicy in this pen. Like even so, when I moved the pen to cap it, it like spewed some ink out. Probably should check my clothes. And yeah, that shading is it's really nice, and I think I will like using this. And the quote I wrote today is, "All these worlds are yours except Europa. Attempt no landing there." And that is from Arthur C. Clarke's 2061 Odyssey 3, which I haven't read that book. I haven't read any of his Odyssey books, but that quote reminded me of the movie Europa Report, which is about, it's been quite a few years since I've seen it, but it's an excellent, excellent, excellent film. I love it. If you like sci-fi, if you like horror, maybe horror isn't the right word, but it's scary and you got to figure out what's going on. This team, they go to Europa and things start to happen maybe I'll watch that tonight for my birthday. As it's still wet, but you can kind of see there's like this purpley undertone that is left behind as it started to travel up the page, but it's very light here. But then when I let the Q-tip rest on it after I did my swatches, where the Q-tip was touching the paper, it developed these darker purple irises. And the first time it did it, I thought it was my paper towel that this paper was resting on. It has a lot of old ink on it, so I thought maybe it contaminated it, but no, I checked and it was on a clear part of the paper towel. So it's a really cool ink, and I'm surprised by how much I like it. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you tomorrow for day 13. Bye! Bye!